Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Halton Hills Housing Update. So like every week, we're gonna take a look at the craziness that was last week, but we're also gonna take a look today at the unofficial January numbers. So as you all know, our inventory was a huge problem this January, and the number of units sold reflects that. So let's look at our January to January numbers. In January of 2020, we sold 58 units. And in January of 2021, we sold 50 units in all of Halton Hills. So no surprise really that units are down because there was really just nothing to buy. Like that is a low number. So that's a problem. But what's more shocking, so we are down 8 units year over year. Our average price is up 29% year over year. So in January of 2020, our average price was $813,000. In January of 2021, our average price was $1,050,000. It's really not surprising. I anticipated about a 30% increase and we are almost right on track with that. Our $1,000,000+ price point is moving like crazy, and that is of course driving our average price point up. As well, we saw a ton of properties in the 800 and 900,000 range that sold over $1 million. So to see our average price sitting over $1 million right now is absolutely no surprise. So let's look at what happened last week. In Georgetown, we had 13 properties sell, which is a huge number considering how low our inventory was. Of those 13, 9 of them sold over asking. So we are seeing a ton of bidding wars. The more shocking thing is of those 9 that sold over asking, 2 of them sold 100,000 plus over asking, and 2 of them sold 200,000 plus over asking. We are seeing some crazy numbers. There's no comparables to support it, but whatever these buyers are deciding is they want to spend a lot of money on these houses and they are desperate to get in. So we are seeing some shocking sale prices right now. The more disturbing number is that we only saw 6 new listings in Georgetown last week. So that means our inventory was not even close to meeting how many sales we have. So we all know what that means. Our inventory is going to be down significantly this week. Not great news. In Acton this week, we only had 2 sales, but again, there's like nothing available in Acton. There was 4 new listings, so that is good news for Acton because most of the new listings were under that $1 million price point, which they had like nothing available last week. So at least there's some stuff coming up there. In Glen Williams this week, we had no sales but 1 new listing, and same with Limehouse. There was no sales but 1 new listing. The rural market continues to be strong. So last week we had 4 sales in the rural market, which is a lot for the rural, and it just continues to support that we have nothing in town, so rural is more busy. We did have 4 new listings in the rural market, so new stuff coming up there, but with inventory getting eaten up, it's a problem. So now looking at active inventory, I thought we had hit our rock bottom at 42 because we seem to be climbing back. No, we are now at 39 active listings. 3 of them are sold conditional, so only 36 available listings in all of Halton Hills. My mind is just blown at these numbers. So a huge drop in Georgetown this week. Last week we were at 23 active listings. We are now down to 15 active listings in all of Georgetown. When we're looking at our price points, under 700,000, we only have 4 available listings and they are all either condo apartments or condo townhomes. So there is currently no freehold inventory available under 700,000. Between 700 and 800,000, we have 1 available listing, which is awful. And between 800 and $1 million, we were at 7 listings last week. We are down to 3 active listings in that price point. There was a house this week listed at $899. It got over 125 showings and it ended up with 48 offers. This is the kind of thing we are dealing with right now. There are so many buyers and we are so far from having enough inventory to satisfy these buyers. I don't know when this is all going to shift. I don't know how this is all going to play out, but the numbers right now are shocking. And then our $1 million+ price point. Again, I've talked about how we were hovering between 25 and 30 active listings. And again, this price point is wildly busy for what it is. We are now down to 7 active listings in our $1 million+ price point. And there actually isn't anything available to buy under 1.35 million. So you've got a pretty big gap between 999 and 1.35. There is one, it's currently sold conditional. So there's a huge gap in availability. So we are still seeing just some crazy activity in that price point. Looking at Acton this week, we are up slightly to 6 active listings, which is still a very, very low number. But the good news is 4 of those are under $1 million. So last week, we only had 1 available under $1 million. So that is, I guess, some good news for Acton this week. Glen Williams had a property terminate this week, so our inventory remains the same at 2 active listings. Limehouse is up slightly to 3 active listings, and the rural market remains the same at just 13 active listings. But again, with the rural market, our opening price point in rural is 1.3 million. So unless you've got a big budget, there is nothing available in the rural market. So overall, no huge surprises in the January numbers. We would have had more units sell if more units were available. There was just not a lot available. And our price points, that $1 million+ is just super, super busy. So it is definitely pulling our average price point up. So no huge surprises there. I am really sad to report how dramatically inventory dropped this week. And again, the demand we are seeing is crazy. Like I said, I don't know how this is all gonna play out. I know that we have way more buyers than we can satisfy for months and months and months. If there's 100+ people that want a property under $1 million in Georgetown, it's gonna take months for that inventory to come up to satisfy those buyers. And then you just have new buyers entering the market at the same time. We are in a very weird and kind of awful, unless you're a seller, position. The first half of January felt busy, but this back half of January is starting to feel completely out of control. Like we're up from the first week of January to the last week of January. So my prediction for February is we are gonna see the same. I anticipate with how we're going that we are gonna see over a 30% price increase versus last year. I don't think this can sustain all year. We're gonna be watching it closely, but right now we just have so many people spending so much money on houses and there's just not enough for people to choose from. So it's causing things to go crazy. So come back next Tuesday. Let's see what happens this first week of February. And like I say every week, if you have a house to sell, now is the time to have it on the market. Have a great week, everyone.